Meanwhile, North Korea is responding to signs of attacks by Washington with a threat of a preemptive strike on the United States. Pyongyang refuses to scale back its provocations, but Seoul and Washington aren't willing to take the heat off the North either. Tension running high on the Korean peninsula. Our Connie Kim has more.
A North Korean Foreign Ministry official has warned of additional nuclear tests and a preemptive strike on the U.S. if American nuclear forces mobilize against it. In an exclusive interview with NBC News on Sunday, Yong-pil, the director of the North Korean Foreign Ministry's Institute for American Studies, made clear that the North will not step back from its nuclear ambitions as long as there is a nuclear threat from the U.S. He said Washington has nuclear weapons off of North Korea's coast, targeting the capital of Pyongyang and the North Korean leader. Lee stressed that a preemptive nuclear strike is not something the U.S. has a monopoly on, and warned that North Korea will strike first if it sees a threat from Washington and because the North has the technology. The official also warned that Pyongyang could carry out a 6th, 7th, or 8th nuclear test. These comments follow remarks made last week by U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for East Asian and Pacific Affairs Daniel Russell, who warned that Kim would, quote, immediately die if he decided to carry out a nuclear attack. In a sign the remarks may have hit a nerve, Pyongyang fired off a medium-range Musudan missile on Saturday, though the launch was not deemed a success. With tensions rising in the region, the defense chiefs from South Korea and the U.S. will meet for the annual security consultative meeting in Washington this week. The allies will reportedly focus on Washington's extended deterrence over South Korea, under which the U.S. has vowed to mobilize all of its military assets, both nuclear and conventional, to defend Seoul in a crisis. It'll be a packed week in Washington as South Korea's foreign and defense ministers will hold a 2+2 meeting with their U.S. counterparts to discuss additional ways to pressure North Korea. Connie Kim, Arirang News.